Did you know the Mongol Empire created the first international postal system? It's a fact that surprises many, given the Mongols' reputation for conquest and warfare. Yet, their vision extended far beyond the battlefield. Called the Yam, this remarkable network of relay stations with fresh horses allowed messages to travel across continents at record speed. Couriers could cover hundreds of miles in just a few days, a feat unheard of in the medieval world. This system connected the Pacific to Europe, making the Mongol Empire the most interconnected world power of its time. The Yam's reach was truly astonishing, stretching across deserts, mountains, and endless steppe. The Yam wasn't just for government orders, it was open to merchants, missionaries and travelers, making long-distance trade and communications safer than ever before. It fostered a sense of security and trust along the trade routes. The Mongols are often remembered as ruthless conquerors, but their real genius was in building infrastructure that unified their vast empire. Roads, bridges, and way stations became the backbone of their administration. The Yam became the nervous system of the empire, binding together distant lands and peoples. It enabled the rapid exchange of information, orders, and even news, knitting together a diverse population. By focusing on communication and logistics, the Mongols revealed themselves as pragmatic rulers who valued stability and prosperity. Their administrative skills were as impressive as their military tactics. Their innovations laid the groundwork for global interaction, facilitating the flow of goods, ideas, and people on an unprecedented scale. The Silk Road flourished under their watchful eye. The Mongol Empire, though short-lived, fundamentally reshaped connections between civilizations. Its influence can still be traced in the roots and relationships that endure today. Their legacy is not just conquest, but the creation of new pathways that influenced history for centuries. The echoes of their infrastructure can be found in modern communication networks. Understanding the Yam helps us see the Mongols as agents of change, not just destruction. Their story is a reminder that even the most unlikely empires can leave a lasting, positive mark on the world. The Mongol Empire began with Temujin, a boy whose destiny was shaped by the vast, unforgiving grasslands of Central Asia. Born into hardship on the Mongolian steppes, Temujin's early life was marked by struggle and uncertainty, where survival depended on resourcefulness and courage. After his father's murder, Temujin's family was left destitute, cast out by their own clan. These years of isolation taught him the harsh realities of survival, the value of loyalty, and the pain of betrayal. He built his following not on birthright but on merit, promoting skilled and loyal individuals from any tribe, regardless of their origins or status. This revolutionary approach united the fractured Mongol tribes under his leadership, forging bonds that transcended old rivalries and blood feuds. Through alliances, diplomacy, and military brilliance, Temujin forged a disciplined, loyal army, one that was ready to follow him into the unknown. In 1206, a council of Mongol chiefs named him Genghis Khan, universal ruler, marking the birth of the Mongol Empire and a new era for the steppe peoples. With the tribes unified, Genghis Khan created a military machine organized by a decimal system, ensuring effective command, discipline, and control over his rapidly growing forces. His warriors, expert horsemen and archers, were trained for resilience and self-sufficiency, able to endure long campaigns and harsh conditions. This new unity transformed the Mongols from scattered clans into a formidable force, ready to challenge the great civilizations beyond their homeland. Genghis Khan's vision was not just conquest, but the creation of a single Mongol nation, bound together by shared laws and a common purpose. The stage was set for an era of unprecedented expansion, as the Mongols prepared to ride out and leave their mark on the world. The Mongols would soon burst out of the steppes, changing history forever and reshaping the map of Eurasia. Their rise was as much about innovation and unity as it was about warfare, setting the foundation for one of history's greatest empires. Under the visionary leadership of Genghis Khan, the Mongol Empire expanded at an astonishing pace, transforming from a collection of nomadic tribes into a formidable force that would change the course of history. Their first major campaigns targeted neighboring states like Xixia and the powerful Jin dynasty, testing Mongol tactics against established civilizations. The Mongols proved highly adaptable, eagerly learning siegecraft and military engineering from conquered peoples, including Chinese and Persian experts. They quickly incorporated new technologies, catapults, battering rams, and advanced tactics to breach even the most formidable city walls. Their discipline, mobility, and relentless training made the Mongol armies nearly unstoppable on the battlefield. Psychological warfare was a crucial weapon. Cities that surrendered were often spared destruction and even integrated into the empire, while those that resisted faced brutal consequences. Stories of Mongol retribution spread rapidly, striking fear and encouraging others to yield without a fight. After subduing East Asia, the Mongols turned westward, launching a devastating campaign against the Khwarezm Empire in Central Asia. They laid waste to legendary cities like Samarkand and Bukhara, leaving a trail of destruction that echoed across continents. By the time of Genghis Khan's death in 1227, the Mongol Empire had become the largest contiguous land empire the world had ever seen, stretching across vast and diverse territories. His successors pressed onward, pushing deep into Russia, Europe, and the Middle East, sacking cities such as Baghdad and leaving a lasting mark on every region they entered. Mongol armies even reached as far as Hungary, shocking European kingdoms with their speed and ferocity. The Mongol military's organization, adaptability, and calculated use of fear made their conquests swift, efficient, and often overwhelming for their adversaries. At its peak, the empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Danube River, a political and military entity the world had never witnessed before. The Mongols' relentless expansion and conquests dramatically reshaped the map of Eurasia, altering the fate of countless peoples and nations. Their legacy was not just in conquest but in the systems, trade routes, and administrative innovations they left behind, which would influence the world for centuries to come. Before the Mongols, Eurasia was a patchwork of isolated regions. The Mongol Empire changed everything by uniting these lands under one rule, making it possible to travel from Hungary to Korea within a single political entity. This unification revolutionized communication and trade. The Mongols protected and revived the Silk Road, building watchtowers and patrols to keep travelers safe. The Yam postal system became the backbone of this connectivity, offering food, lodging, and fresh horses to those with a special permit. European envoys and missionaries like Marco Polo could now journey to the Mongol court and return with first-hand accounts of Asia. The result was a dramatic increase in direct contact between Europe and Asia. Merchants, diplomats, and craftsmen traveled both ways, breaking down centuries of isolation. This exchange of people and ideas created a new, interconnected world system. The Mongols didn't just conquer, they bridged continents. The Pax Mongolica, the Mongol Peace, transformed Eurasian trade. By uniting vast territories, the Mongols eliminated the constant warfare and border hassles that once plagued merchants. Trade flourished under their protection, with lowered taxes and strict laws against theft making routes safer than ever. Goods like silk, spices, and porcelain flowed west, while glass, textiles, and precious metals traveled east. The Mongols themselves facilitated this boom, profiting from taxes and ensuring a steady supply of luxury goods. The increased availability of goods changed consumption patterns across continents. Spices became more accessible in Europe, and Chinese silk became a fashion staple for the elite. Cities along the trade routes prospered, and a single Eurasian market emerged. The Mongols didn't just conquer, they created the conditions for global commerce. The Pax Mongolica set the stage for a new economic order. Their legacy is a world more connected by trade than ever before. The Mongols revived the ancient Silk Road, turning it into the main artery of Eurasian commerce. Their conquests unified the route under one administration, making travel safer and more efficient. The volume and variety of goods skyrocketed. Textiles, carpets, ceramics, and even advanced technologies moved freely. The Mongols standardized weights, measures, and even experimented with paper money to streamline trade. Trading cities like Karakoram became cosmopolitan centers where merchants from across Eurasia gathered. The Silk Road was more than a trade route. It was a conduit for people, ideas, and cultures. Diplomats, artisans, and scholars traveled safely, sharing their knowledge and skills. The Mongol Khans welcomed foreign visitors, fostering an environment of exchange and tolerance. The direct link between East and West lowered costs and increased the flow of goods. The reborn Silk Road laid the foundation for the Age of Discovery. The Mongol legacy was a world more open and connected than ever before. The Mongol Empire sparked an unprecedented transfer of technology and ideas across Eurasia. Gunpowder, printing, and the magnetic compass, all Chinese innovations, spread westward along Mongol trade routes. The Mongols adopted and deployed gunpowder in warfare, introducing firearms and cannons to the West. Printing technology and the concept of movable type reached Europe, fueling the Renaissance and Reformation. Navigation tools like the compass revolutionized European exploration. Medical knowledge, mathematics, and astronomy also flowed between cultures, transforming societies. The Mongol facilitated exchange awakened Europe from its so-called Dark Ages. Their legacy was a world where ideas traveled as freely as goods. The Mongol Empire eventually fractured into khanates, but its impact endured. The collapse of Mongol rule made the Silk Road dangerous again, cutting Europe off from Asian goods. This loss drove Europeans to seek new sea routes, sparking the Age of Discovery. Navigational technologies and a taste for Eastern goods, legacies of the Mongol era, pushed explorers like Columbus and da Gama onto the oceans. The Mongol legacy also shaped political structures, from Russia's rise under Moscow to China's unified Ming dynasty. Even in dissolution, the Mongols planted the seeds for the modern world. Their connections forced new global exploration and exchange. The world they shaped set the stage for the interconnected age to come. The Mongol Empire's influence still echoes today. Our global trade, rapid communication, and cultural mixing trace back to the systems the Khans created. Their empire proved that vast, diverse populations could be connected and managed. The Mongols were both destroyers and builders, their dual legacy forcing us to see history's complexity. Their story reminds us that innovation and world-changing ideas can come from anywhere. The empire they built was a bridge between worlds, shaping the future in ways we still feel. From food to technology, the Mongol legacy is all around us. Understanding their story helps us grasp the forces that continue to shape our world.